RedShark's NAB 2025 coverage is brought to you by...
All right, next up we're going to cover new media intelligence and the new search panel. So everyone knows when you import your footage into Premiere Pro, we're transcribing your dialogue. So you can do text-based editing, captions, all kinds of workflows, and we're doing all that tagging when you import. Now, in addition to transcription for speech to text, we're also doing visual AI tagging of all of your clips. This is a local on-device AI model that, like all of our AI features in Premiere Pro, including Generative Extend, never trains or looks at your data to train our models for your safety and security first and foremost. But the cool thing about media intelligence in the new search panel is that it's going to allow you to find your clips by simply describing them. Because the hardest part of finding your clips is finding your clips. And while we're all organizing our bins and watching all of our footage as we're editing, sometimes before we're editing, sometimes you just have that moment where you know you have that shot of those tacos. Where is that shot in that bin? Whether it's within my long sequence or whether it's in one of my bins. Media intelligence helps you find any clip that you want very, very quickly. And it all happens in the new search panel. Let's take a look. So we have this documentary program that we made about this really wonderful restaurant. And I'm looking for a B-roll shot of cacao because this woman right here is talking about how they grind their own cacao beans. So I'm going to search my open project in the new search panel, and I'm going to simply type in cacao. And just like that, you can see we have all of the instances where cacao shows up in our timeline. And in addition to the new visual category searching, we also have cacao in transcription and metadata. So you're searching for visual tagging, transcription, and metadata all at the same time in this new search panel. But that's cacao, that's one word, that's easy. Let's give it a little bit of a challenge. Again, we were saying that media intelligence in the search panel allows you to find your clips by describing them. So it's not a system where you're introducing a lot of metadata tags and comments. I can simply talk to it like a person, and I can say, find me a steaming plate of food. If we go into all visuals here, we can see here's all of our steaming food right here. And the best part is, when I click on a clip, it'll actually automatically set the in and out points for you. Oh, pardon me, I'm searching the sequence now. Let me search my source. There we go. So I'll click on this clip right here. The clip shows up. And not only did Premiere Pro find the right clip, it automatically set the in and out points that I'm looking for. So I can simply take that clip and drag and drop it on my timeline. If we do one more, we'll go ahead and search clips of people talking. And now you can see we have all of our clips of people talking in our project. So media intelligence and the new search panel allows us to find our clips by simply describing them using a local, on-device AI model that's going to help you accelerate your ability to find the right shot in any moment. So that's media intelligence and search panel. Next up, we're going to do a caption translation, which I'm really, really excited about. So if you haven't made captions in Premiere Pro, it's a really wonderful, fast, efficient workflow. But now we can translate your captions in up to 27 languages. So this documentary right here is a native Spanish language program. So let's say I want English subtitles. All I have to do is go to my caption track right here, right-click, go to Translate Captions. Now Premiere Pro is automatically detecting that the captions I'm translating from are in Spanish. I'm going to select a target language of English, and then I'm going to go ahead and just simply select Translate. And before we even have enough time to say a few sentences or a few lines about how awesome caption translation is, it's already finished and ready for us to watch. So now, as you can see, we have multiple caption tracks in Premiere Pro to support multiple languages. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my Spanish subtitles and turn on my English subtitles. And there we are. And again, we can translate these captions in up to 27 languages. So when you see the target language here, everything from Dutch to Hindi, Indonesian, Japanese, 27 languages for you to translate your captions to. And we can show multiple caption tracks at the same time. So if you want one language on the bottom and one language on the top, you can do that really easily. All right, so we've covered Gen Extend, Media Intelligence, the search panel, caption translation. That's a lot of really, really wonderful AI innovation. But it's really important to know that on the Premiere Pro team, we're spending just as much effort and attention and energy into improving the overall performance and stability and the underlying architecture of the app to give you better end-to-end workflows for your core editorial process that you're doing every day when you're inside of Premiere Pro. And for 25.2, we have a huge announcement in that category, and that announcement is about color management. Let me go ahead and open my project here. I'm going to open up my start timeline. Cool. So as we can see here, we have some Canon C-Log footage, and we have some Red R3D footage right here. And there are no LUTs applied to these clips right now. Premiere Color Management in Premiere Pro 25.2 is going to automatically transform your log and raw media from that format, from log, to Rec 709 or HDR without requiring LUTs. It's important to know that if you love LUTs, whether you want to use a camera manufacturer provided LUT or whether you're using a creative LUT, those are all still more than welcome. You know, some people really love their LUTs. I like to use them myself sometimes. So whether you're using the automatic transformation or LUTs, you can do whatever workflow works for you. So in addition to automatically transforming your footage from log to Rec 709 or HDR, we also have a brand new wide gamut color pipeline in Premiere Pro. We completely rewrote the color and image processing pipeline in Premiere Pro for 25.2. Let's show you how it works. So I'm going to go over to my Lumetri color panels right here. Let me go ahead and let's hop into the color workspace so we can see our scopes. There we go. So let's hop over into Lumetri color correction. I'm just going to go ahead and do a very simple color correction. I'm going to take my exposure here on the shot and bring it down to like -2. Now, as we can see, I lost a lot of detail in my scopes here. I lost my specular highlights in the motorcycle, the helmet, the jacket. And I'd consider this kind of a, not a great color correction. So let's go ahead and reset that. All I'm going to have to do now is go into my settings tab in Lumetri. You can also see this anytime you make a new sequence or open a sequence in your sequence settings. There's this new color management tab, and now I can choose which color setup I want. We're going to put everyone in the default Rec 709 color preset because we want to make sure all of your pre-existing and legacy projects open up looking identical when you update to 25.2. But if you really want to kick the tires and explore this new wide gamut color pipeline that we have, all you have to do is go to color setup, drop down, and select wide gamut. When you select wide gamut, we're going to completely replace the color and image processing pipeline in Premiere Pro. So now let's go back to Lumetri. Let's make the same exact color adjustment and take it down to -2. And just like that, you can see that I've retained all of my highlight detail. I have gorgeous specular highlights in the bike and the helmet, and that's because we're using an industry standard ASUS CCT wide gamut working color space now instead of a Rec 709 working color space like we were using before. So we can place all of your log and raw footage in an even larger container. We can do all of the tone mapping on the output with all new and improved tone mapping algorithms so your footage looks incredible. The best part is, if that sounded like a lot of technical jargon, it was. The most important thing is you can just set your color preset, not worry about any of that stuff, and see great looking footage. Additionally, Premiere Color Management makes it very simple and efficient to hop from SDR to HDR. So now that I'm in wide gamut in Rec 709, I can take this footage right here, pop it into HDR, and now we have beautiful specular highlights coming off at 1,000 nits. So again, to recap, color management is going to normalize and transform your log and raw footage from almost every camera out there. We're supporting Apple Log, ARRI, Canon, DJI, Fujifilm, Leica, Nikon, Panasonic, Red, and Sony. We're going to normalize that footage to Rec 709 and HDR, put you in an all-new wide gamut color pipeline, and we're making it super simple and efficient for any video editor to have control and confidence over their color management pipeline. So it's safe to say, in Premiere Pro 25.2, we have taken the guesswork out of color management. So that's Gen Extend, Media Intelligence, the new search panel, Caption translation, and Premiere Color Management, all in 25.2. So update to the latest version of the app and enjoy. Thanks for joining us at NAB 2025. We'll see you next time.